welcome back to the Sweet with a Twist podcast. Long time no see. I have been very busy since the last episode I did, which was, I think, then I was out of town for Memorial Day weekend, and it was very emotional because this is like the first actual time that we had seen my uncle's military headstone. So it was very emotional. It's been a year already, which is crazy to think. Back and I was dead tired from the drive because I drove the whole way back. Like, I drove in the town and then I drove the whole way back home. That was my first time ever driving all the way back, coming back home, so it was a tiring drive. I don't like driving, so I never really got to enjoy driving, and yeah, so I just don't like driving. So when I get a boyfriend, like, just know you're gonna be driving a lot. I'm sorry, I can't. But I wanted to show you guys before we get into this outfit check. This is the tube top. It's a black denim. Then I have camouflage pants, and then I have these very comfortable block heels. Ooh, I'm over here knocking stuff over. Also, if y'all guys have not noticed, I have a new background. Absolutely love it. I'll go more in depth if y'all guys want to see and know more about my background, because let me tell you, it's money and patience, because except for, like the things I have here, but like the bookshelf, I ordered this wallpaper from Amazon. These shelves right here, which is a pack of 2, y'all guys can't probably see the other one. There's the other one. Those are from Dollar General, so I got them in the store for $5 because they were half off. So I was like, but yeah, I will, if y'all guys want like a little tour of this little section, let me know. This is really for my podcast, but also I just wanted something different. This is season 2 of Sweet with a Twist podcast, and I am so excited because I think the first season I did this because I don't think it was really season, like it wasn't really planned out. I think it was more of like I want y'all guys to kind of know me before we really get into like specific seasons and topics. Like, know that my life is crazy, know that I've experienced this once. So I think it was more like here you go, here's some information about me, here's some stories about me. Yeah, so eating, I got these yesterday from Walmart, Lifesaver Gummy Collisions, and it's 2 flavors in 1. These are so bomb. If you do not eat these or have not tried these, what are you doing? You need to try these, like straight up try these. Okay, so I'm pop one in my mouth right now. Okay. It's about relationships. This is any walk of life, relationships in general. Friendships, romantic relationships, friendships between guys and girls, work relationships, church relationships, relationship with God, long distance relationships. Those are like friendships and even romantic. Family relationships, situationships, crushes, like anything that involves another person is some type of relationship. Okay. Alright, let's put that's the basis right there, okay? The first one I wanted to talk about, which has really hit me in the past, probably it has hit me in the past 3 months, but my friendship, especially recently in the past, probably the last 2 to 3 years, has really changed. The dynamic has changed, and Recently, I've had a hard time getting a response or feeling like this person cares about me enough to communicate with me, to reach out when I don't reach out, because I feel like every time I reach out, I'm always doing it, and it's not really being reciprocated. So I've gone through it hard, some harder than others, and then some, it's just like, man, that sucks. We grew apart, or the definition in general says a relationship of mutual affection between people. It is a stronger form of interpersonal bond than an acquaintance or an association by. So, if y'all guys don't know what interpersonal bond is, it's more of a psychology term. But so it's like a real bond between you and someone else. And so if you guys know, because I know I saw a TikTok, someone said that, which I kind of agree, that people call friends very loosely nowadays, which I don't get that, because I know not everybody, just because I know you or we've talked a few times or we have the same, circle of friends, doesn't mean you're technically my friend. Like, literally, we're acquaintances and that's it. But people, I think, do loosely use the term friend. And I think once they label someone or their relationship with someone as a friend, they have these expectations. And then when the person doesn't meet up to that friend expectation, they're like, really hurt. And it's like, yeah, because they were never your friend in the first place. You're the one that jumped to that conclusion and that label when they were never your friends. They were just acquaintances or someone that you saw, you talked to every now and then, that you knew of, but they're not your friend until you've seen me at my lowest a few times and you've showed up or you've been there, or we just get close and I know it's more than just superficial or fake, then I can call you a friend. Okay? And don't let time fool you. Just because you've known someone for 7 years and you call them, your best friend, or you call them a friend, and then you knew somebody for a year, that they can't be your friend or best friend. That is not true. Time does not matter. Okay? People will show you who they truly are. Don't matter if you knew them 6 years and you knew this person 6 months. You can tell. Okay? So do not go around saying, well, I can't call her my best friend because I've only known her for a year. If you got close enough with somebody, deeper than your best friend that you've probably known your whole entire life, that's all I need to say. Okay, it can happen. It has happened to me where the best friend that I've had since middle school is no longer really been a best friend to me recently. So I have a girl that I now call best friend, that I've only known her since senior year of high school, but we got super close. And especially when the pandemic happened, we were the two communicating and talking all day, every day. Okay, bro? And we got so close. We know a lot about each other. I'm talking about traumas, drama, experiences. We talk a lot about things that I haven't necessarily talked to my best friend that I knew since middle school about. You know what I mean? Okay? They're like, what are the differences between a best friend and a friend? Well, I'm going to help you with that, okay? So, I looked up online. All this is mostly from online, but of course, I want to talk about it and use my experiences on it. So, a friend, okay, we're talking about a friend, is someone you enjoy spending time with and have a mutual connection with, while a best friend is someone you trust, rely on for emotional support and advice. So then it also said friendships come and go, while best friends stay with you through thick and thin. Best friends share common interests and experiences and have a deep understanding of each other. Okay? So, because it says best friend is someone you trust and rely on for emotional support and advice, but you also have a mutual connection with them, and you should enjoy spending time with your best friend. But those are the add-ons, is that emotional support and advice. Have I gone to a friend for advice? Yes, but I don't think I really reach out to friends as directly as I would with my best friends. You know what I mean? Like, my friends, I'll send like TikToks to, but they're not my best friends. I don't talk to them enough to consider them that. But we were friends, back in high school or whatever. We're still, I guess, we just don't talk, but I don't even talk to them like that, You see what I'm saying? So, friendships come and go. That is facts. I've had that happen numerous times. But even, which are friendships, but best friends come and go too. Like, I literally had a guy best friend. I'm talking about childhood. Since childhood, since I was little, he was little. We grew up together in elementary. We went to middle school together. Then we went to high school together and graduated together in the same class. Like, he was my childhood best guy friend. And then it just, kind of faded away after, I think, like 2021, maybe 2022. And I haven't heard from him since. That sucks because, like, he was my childhood friend. Like, I'm talking about, we were in orchestra together in elementary. We were in, I think at one point he was an Avid in middle school. Like, we were in a lot of the same things, and we grew up together, and it just sucks because that was my childhood guy best friend, and that was at one point really the only like guy friend I had. So you know what I'm saying? It's hard. It really is. I want to talk about one-sided friendships, which recently I felt that I have been in. Okay, so if you've been in a one-sided friendship, or you don't know exactly if you're in one or not, I'm here. Okay, I got you. So, one-sided friendship is like anything, any relationship, if it's one-sided, is you are doing mostly any and everything to either get their attention, to talk to them, to hang out with them, to celebrating them. Like, so if they accomplish something, you're like, congrats. But whenever you accomplish something, you don't hear from them. Something bad in your life happens, tragic, whatever bad in your life happens, and you're there for them, but they're not there for you. So basically, one-sided means that nothing's really being reciprocated, like, at all. Like, at all. You're the one who's doing mostly 24/7 everything. Reaching out, talking, trying to talk to them, right? Because you can't have a conversation if the other person is not willing to talk to you or communicate with you. You're not having a conversation at that point. You're literally talking to yourself. Clock that. So if you feel that you are literally never hearing from them unless it low-key benefits them or is convenient for them, you need to walk away from that person. At that point, like, walk away from the friendship, walk away from the person. And no, it does not make you a bad person. Do not let people keep mistreating you to the point you still let people walk all over you. No. It's like, we gotta stop this. We gotta if they don't understand how you feel and they invalidate how you feel towards their lack of actions, lack of communication, lack of a friendship, or being a friend, and they still don't understand, walk away. It's too much going on in this world, and probably in your life, that is more important than literally being walked all over by someone that does not give 1 cent about you. Point blank, period. Cut it off. Okay? Like, I don't know what else to say. I've had to learn it, and now I'm still learning it, that I need to walk away. If they don't want to respond to my text, if they don't want to talk to me, and they've done it on numerous occasions, every time switching up, saying, oh no, I can't hang out with you this day, even though they said they could when you probably texted them in advance a whole week ago. And they're like, yeah, I'm down, but when the day comes, they gotta pull back. They gotta something going on all the time. You need to leave. They don't care. They don't care. Okay? I've had to learn it recently. Every time I felt like I was the one saying, hey, you wanna hang out? Hey, you wanna do this? Hey, when can we meet up? Hey, what's your schedule? And then every time it comes up to the day, and I'm like, hey, are we still good? Oh no, I have this and that going on. Oh, it's like, bro, it's always something spontaneous that happens. Not saying that spontaneous emergencies or things happen in life. I know more than ever how spontaneous life can be. Okay? Had 2 spontaneous family members tragically die. I know how spontaneous life can be. I had a roof cave in spontaneously. My home caved in. I know how spontaneous life can be. Don't tell me that. I'm one of the most understanding people I think I've ever met, and I think it's because of the way I was raised and role models I've had in my life. I was always taught to, treat others with respect, treat others with kindness. You don't know what people are going through. Like, have sympathy and empathy for other people. Some people just don't want to use it or don't, care. So, one-sided friendships, cut them off. Cut them off. They are going to drain the living life out of you. Cut it off. It's not worth it. Just walk away. You don't even have to. If you want to say something, it doesn't have to be harsh. Of course, I'm not saying that. It could be like, I'll still have love for you. I will still care about you. I still wish you and your family well. If you really need something or you want to talk to me, you can talk to me. But other than that, I'm not going to be actively showing up like I used to because I'm not getting it in return. I'm just going to have to walk away though from this friendship. I'm going to have to put some distance. Because mind you, showing distance. This did not start because of me. Let me say that. It could have really started because of me, because of what I was going through with my family and my grandmother. I could have distanced myself so much, but I didn't. Oh my gosh. Hold on, guys. Okay, we're back, guys. I was wondering how long I was going to stay on this power bank. But I plugged it into an actual outlet, so we're good. But back to what I'm saying. So yeah, cut them off. Like, not in a harsh way, but literally cut them off. Like, when you put distance between anybody, it could either go one or two ways. It could go left or it could go right. Okay? And in a friendship setting, you hope that it goes right and that you don't have to feel guilty about what you've done. Because I'm telling you, guilt will eat you alive, eat you inside out. Like, literally. And don't feel guilty, though. This is not something to feel guilty if they have showed you a lack of being what a true friend is, you know? So don't feel guilty that you walked away, that you put distance, or you distance yourself. Mind you, distance was already there. But if you even if it wasn't already there, but you could tell it wasn't the same, type of friendship, go ahead and walk away. I did that. I texted her and Haven't heard from her since. I'm not going to say that I crashed out. I haven't crashed out because, trust me, I feel like I'm about to, or I'm going to, but I haven't crashed out. But I was posting a lot of things about friendships and about people being one-sided, or about people not caring about you, about seeing true colors in people, about seeing when someone shows you who they really are, believe them. Believe them. I was posting a lot of that on my Instagram story, on my Snapchat, on my TikTok, and one time 2 weeks ago, one of my friends, or close friends, she actually swiped up and was like, on my Instagram story, she's like, hey, what's going on? Just know I'm here for you, whatever. We had a talk, and I told her kind of what was going on. Even though she's a close friend of mine and has been since high school, and we all were basically friends. I mean, I guess we're genuinely friends, but we all were really close. It was always the four of us. I still don't believe in just telling everyone my situations about what I have going on with certain friends, if that makes sense. That's still we're still best friends, and that's our relationship, not her real issue, I just told her a generalization of what has been going on, and she was like, well, I know she's going through stuff too, and I'm like, well, girl, I don't know, I didn't know that, and I'm her best friend, because she hasn't texted me, she hasn't reached out to me, she hasn't told me anything. Like I said, closed mouths don't get fed. If your mouth is closed and you expect me to know that you're going through something, I can't read your mind. I'm going through a lot too. I know all about what life does. I was taught that I found that at an early age. So don't come around me talking about, well, I know she has stuff going on too. Don't we all? We all got something going on. And as you get older and become an adult, there's always going to be something going on. I just think that it's the lack of communication, and almost the lack of reciprocation, and the lack of, I feel respect, that I feel that she doesn't really care, and that's what it is. I'm not gonna keep ruining my mental health and having breakdowns because of that situation, on top of the two tragedies that I still will never recover from. My mental health has been trash, and she just added on to it, and when she should have been there for me, I can't keep doing this. I give, and they take, and then at the end of the day, I have nothing left for myself to give myself, because no one is giving me anything. No one has given me anything as friend wise. No. So yeah, one-sided cut off. That's a done deal for me. I'm no longer going, when I see that people are not reciprocating as much as, or as giving, as much energy as I'm giving, I got you. I'm gonna meet you where you meet me, or I'm not gonna meet you at all. That's how I'm coming, and that's fine. I'm not being mean. It's just the way life is, right? I'm not gonna keep giving and giving and giving, and no one's giving to me. Christian roots. And I said, what does the Bible say about friendships? Because I want to know the foundation of what it says. So I got a few scriptures here. And the first one says, it is not good that the man should be alone. Genesis 2:18. So this is when God created Adam, the man, the first man, right? And he was like, no, he needs a companion. So he made, Eve, the woman. So then the next thing is Proverbs. Proverbs is a practical guide to forging true friendships. So Proverbs 13:20 says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. So walk with people that are alike to you, basically, or like going in the same direction that you want to go in. You probably want to play basketball, right? So you're practicing. If the people, your friends or whoever, don't care to help you or, see you succeed in basketball or, try out for basketball, don't stay with them. Like, don't. Don't. It's just like you want to have people that are kind of alike and similar in morals, value, dreams, aspirations. You want to kind of be, walking amongst people that are similar to you. Chapter 22, verse 24 through 25. Do not make friends with a hot-tempered person. Do not associate with one easily angered, or you may learn their ways and get yourself ensnared. So basically, anyone that has an ugly attitude, do not hang around them, because eventually you're going to develop some type of, ugly way from them. Not maybe intentionally, but it's just going to happen because you've been around them for so long, So it's like, do not stick around them or you will learn their ways and pick up on their ways. And that's not good. Okay. You are who you associate yourself with. People do not believe that, but yes, you are who you associate yourself with. That's 100% fact. If I'm hanging around with some people that, are stealing, selling drugs, whatever, gang banging, that's not who I am. But I might eventually pick up on stealing and, selling drugs, taking drugs, you know what I mean? So I don't want to hang around that. Like, I don't need to be around that. That's not going to help me. That's not helping me. Loyalty is important for cultivating friendships. Proverbs 18:24 says, one who has One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Yeah. Proverbs 19:4 says, wealth attracts many friends, but even the closest friend of the poor person deserts them. The Bible, this is why people don't really like the Bible, or maybe like church, I don't know. But it's really true. It's the harsh truth. Wealth attracts many friends, but even the closest friend of the poor person deserts them. My God. Success, fame, fortune attracts so many people, right? So many people you don't even know, or friends that you haven't seen times or on rough times. They're nowhere to be found. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? That's not your friend. That's not your friend. Never was, never will be. Okay? And it's crazy because, Nicki Minaj literally was talking facts when she was, I forgot the song, but she literally said, people will support you when it's beneficial. I won't forget, but the issue. And then when they see you living lavish, they try to live lavish with you. So just let it soak in that not everyone is your friend. So stop calling people friends when they're not. Okay. Then the last one is Proverbs 27, verse 10. Do not forsake your friend or a friend of your family. So, which I feel like I've been ignored, but don't ignore them or forget them, because some friends are just once in a lifetime. Like, they're a diamond among the sand. Okay, like, you won't find one like them. Being a friend should mean more, because before people, I think, even get into relationships, let's talk about that. They had friends. They had best friends. They had friends. Like, your friends were before a relationship. And maybe you haven't had friends. I mean, whatever, aspect you could take out of this. But maybe you haven't had friends. And maybe when you did get a relationship, that was like your first friend. Okay, whatever. But if you had friends, and I'm talking about solid friends, best friends even, before you got in a relationship, and then you just like cut them off, maybe you didn't notice, or maybe you intentionally did it, that's not good, because boyfriends, girlfriends come and go. But if you have solid friends, that's hard to find. And it can only take so much until they're like, okay, I'm done. You clearly care more about your relationship, your boyfriend or girlfriend more. Like, sometimes people really do miss out on good people being their friends. And then when they break up with their boyfriend or girlfriend, they want to try to run back to that good friend, that solid friend, and the friend may not want to hear it. And that's perfectly fine. I think that's a normal human reaction. Like, being mistreated is not something that people can look at you, the person that mistreated them, and be like, oh, hey, like, no. Being mistreated more than once is enough, but more than once, oh yeah, I'm gonna take back. I'm gonna take 1,000 steps back. Who your friends really are, okay? And I promise you, the friends, I think when you can really notice a true friend in someone is when you're either in hard times, sad times, or you don't even have to be, let's say, in sad, bad times. Like, you could be in probably a good time. And let's just say you probably don't mention, an accomplishment you made or whatever, but they notice like you're being quiet. My friend did this, that. That is a true friend. If they can turn you up, if they can celebrate your wins when you don't feel like it's been a win, and when they can be there and be a shoulder to cry on when you have gone through losses, those are your real friends. If you ever have to really keep reaching out to a friend, especially in your worst times, and you always have to reach out to them, and you're still being selfless and you're checking up on them, but they never check up on you, and they never stay attentive and notice little things that have drastically changed about you, you're not your friend. I'm telling you, my grandmother died. I was literally planning her funeral. I didn't tell my so-called best friend in that moment when that spontaneously happened. I contacted someone else. In that moment, I knew when I couldn't contact my best friend since middle school that this huge tragedy happened in my life. I knew then that things definitely changed. And it's crazy because I'd even tell her 2 years prior about my grandmother being sick and how I was basically being a caregiver for about 2 months. I did not tell my middle school best friend that. Did she ask? No. I told my other friend that. You start to notice, and 2023 hit me. I said, nah, things have changed. And then when I found out something about my middle school best friend and then my close friend to this day, especially now. She's more of a best friend. She's literally my best friend. They had went to a concert the night that I texted my middle school best friend. And then she was like, hey, are you okay? Like, are you good? And I told her, I was like, I would be lying if I said I was okay. I'm not okay. And this was like a week or a few days when I just came back home from planning my grandmother's funeral and, everything that happened. So I just came back home, and then she said, I'm here for you, whatever. That's not the point. The point of the story is that my close friend, which is literally my best friend, she told me, because we were going to the state fair, because she was like, you need to get out, make me feel better, and she was there for me, and we were in her brother's truck or whatever. We were all in the truck, and we were going to the state fair, and she tells me that she told my best friend about how, I was going through something, which was my grandmother's passing away. At this concert, she was like, have you seen, what's going on with Skylar? My best friend said, what? What are you talking about? Literally act like she didn't know what she was talking about. Literally. And my close friend is telling me this. I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean she act like she didn't know what you were talking about? I literally told her, I think a few days after that, or when we came back, I literally told her what happened. What do you mean she acted like she didn't know what happened? Like, it was a whole thing. And I think that was the second thing that I said, yeah, that's sad. If your own so-called best friend can't remember that a huge tragedy happened in your life, I mean, how much a slap in the face is that? Like, do I have to really spell it out? Like, that's such a slap in the face. I was very hurt. I was confused. I was disappointed. I was feeling like I was neglected. And she was like, yeah, I didn't know how she didn't know that. And I literally told her, and I showed her that I texted her saying what happened. So I don't know how she could sit there and say, oh, she didn't know, or act like she didn't know what she was talking about. So weird stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying that with the things that I'm not the friend that normally tells people a lot of things about my life, which I don't think makes me fake. It just makes me a person that grew up really not telling people everything that happened in my life. But I said, nah, like, here's the deal. Here's what's up. So I just wanted y'all guys to know that pick your friends. Of course, you can't know into the future. No one does. But be mindful, okay? If you start picking up on little things that either are very repetitive, or are out of place, or, you try to get things back in place or back on track, and they're still not reciprocating, just stop. Just stop. Give yourself a break, mentally, emotionally. Give yourself a break from them. So, friendships are a blessing, literally from God. And Jesus had plenty of friends, you know what I mean? His disciples were his friends. He made friends along the way. So, friends are essential. Friends are in the Bible. Friends are a huge part of life. Okay, so yeah, I hope y'all guys enjoyed this episode 1 of season 2 about friendships. And they are important, they are essential, and I think they make life a little bit easier. So I will see y'all guys in my next episode. Like I said, I am posting. Don't forget, I'm posting every Friday. I still haven't figured out a time. I don't know if it's going to be 4 or 5 p.m. I don't know. But I'm posting every Friday. I think I like it later because, people might tune in later. Opposed to posting this at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, comment down below what y'all guys want to see for next season. Like I said, this season is all about any type of relationships throughout life, and next episode is going to be about romantic relationships. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in my next episode.